loop. It's called a courtesy rappel. So when Dakota comes down, he's going to disconnect this carabiner and take it with him, and he'll have a little bit more challenging time getting over the edge, but courtesy is just designed so it's farther back and easier for beginners and the first person to go down the rappel.
We're down in the canyon. We wrapped off of a chalk stone that had to kind of tear us down over several other chalk stones, and we ended up getting, we had a double line rappel here with both lines tied at the top, and so it really narrows out up there, and our knot got chalked in the wedge there, so it looks like we're gonna ascend back up to free it up, and that's always a great lesson as to why you want to make sure you line up those rappels properly to avoid getting your ropes caught. So I just finished with our rope issue. So the issue there was we rappelled down, and there was a chalk stone in the canyon where the rope would either pull to the left or to the right, and it would get wedged out, and either way there was no dice, and once you get down the canyon we were unable to pull the rope down. So a couple things, I was able to ascend up to the top. A couple things to keep in mind if you're ever in this situation. First, know which line is your pole line. We knew which line our pole line was. But secondly, in case there's any issues there, always have somebody put a belay on the opposite line, just so you know that it's belayed or counterweighted in case there's any issues. Then I ascended up. As I got up to the top, I was able to put a personal, clip-in personal anchor onto the line that was already there. So we used an anchor that was pre-built, and so this is a good point. We got down to where the anchor was anchored, and then there was a courtesy knot for a rappel for the groups, and then a longer tail that went out to the end. What I would say is that the tail, and I don't know who built the anchor, wasn't quite long enough. It was about 8 inches short from clearing that boulder. And so what I did is I actually just tied a webbing loop onto that to extend it to get our lines over, so that there's no chance that our line could wedge itself in either side of that chalk stone. So that's kind of a little recap there, and then after I did that, I rappelled, double line rappelled back down to the bottom, and we have all of our equipment back, and it's a good thing to just, keep in mind. It's our inaugural canyon of the season, so, we're getting back into it. And another thing to remember is just to really be careful when you're setting up rappels and think through everything at the top before you get yourself in a bind. This could have been preventable had we thought things through a little bit more. And I think one of the issues was just the geography of the canyon, how it was subsequent kind of terracing chalk stones that we were stepping down, and so you have the wow factor because there's a bit of exposure below you, and we had to kind of handline across a couple of those. But if you can get down to the bottom of those and make sure that your anchor line clears the last one so that you don't have a chance of catching your rope, you'll save a lot of time and energy.